and welcome back to Sticks and Strings. I'm Naomi.
I'm Beth.
I'm Eve.
And it is the new year, 2026.
Yes.
3 days in for us. You'll be seeing this on the 4th, so we hope your new year is off to a good start already. So grab your crafts and your favorite drink. Oh, my drink is off camera. Why are we so, I don't know, like, we're all messed up here. Sorry, kind of. And Eve and I did not coordinate. We look very interesting. Black, tie-dye, black. We didn't coordinate.
You both are wearing short sleeves and I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt and I'm regretting every second of it.
Yeah, it's been kind of warm. Well, the last couple of days have been nice. Like in the 60s, it's been good.
Oh yeah, the last 2 days.
It's been real good.
Not today, but the 2 days before that. Yeah.
So grab your crafts, your favorite drink, and settle in. We're going to talk a little bit about stuff we're doing and just a bunch of nonsense as usual every week. I think Beth's going first.
Yes. So I have the tail end of my stuff from my WIP-GO things from December. So I had a few extra days. You know, I hit all my goals, whatever. But I had a few extra days. So I continued to stitch on the Blue Flower Festive Forest muffin-shaped thing that she made last year. And so I had, previously, I had finished this first little triangle thing, peak, whatever you call it, and I had started on the second one, and so I just, you know, kept stitching on this second peak. So I just barely have the third section started, so it'll probably take me 7 years to finish it. But these first two look just gorgeous.
Each section will be a year?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
It'll take me a year. But yeah, I just thought, you know, I'm just going to keep plugging on it and get more done.
If you and I didn't stitch so much stuff, we'd get more done.
Yes. Well, you know, that's gone by the wayside. I was thinking about that. I have a shameful confession to make. I have probably like maybe 250 patterns.
Holy moly.
Yeah. Some of which I've started and some of which I haven't. But when I was sitting at the computer the other day and I was going through that list, I was differentiating like those, like, I guess at some point I made this big Excel list of all my patterns, but not counting the newest ones, I guess. So I was going through and seeing which ones were in my thread stash phone listing, and which ones I had just made this on this Excel list, and it was made before we packed up everything when we were moving, and I was like a lot of those listings. I was like, I forgot I had this pattern. I forgot I had this pattern. So yeah, and then I was putting in all the ones that are on my phone in thread stash, and some of them were already on that list. So, but and I didn't remove on that list the ones that I had finished, you know. But so yeah, it was like 300 and something total, you know, counting the ones that were finished already. So yeah, I have a lot. But yeah, so it was pretty
eye-opening.
Yes. So then the other thing I worked on in the end of December was this quirky Christmas. I don't know which is the better picture. I guess this one. But so Nicholas, I had talked about that I had finished, and so I did start on the gonk, these little gnomes got down here, and the owl. So I think last week I talked about I showed the gonks, and I don't think I stitched any more on that. That was the, you know, what I had done with that, just the one gnome's little hat and everything. But I did some more stitching on the owl. So I did stitch like his, lost my needle minder there. I did more of the shape of his eyes, and I did the little, I don't know what you would call them, horns that look like ears. and then part of the owl's beak, and then I was doing like part of his shoulder here. So I did a little bit more of that, and I didn't realize how Christmassy it looks. But I'll put this in the reminder back in before I lose it. As a matter of fact, one of the things I did last night, I lost a needle somewhere in my room. It might have fallen into what I call the black hole of Calcutta, and that is the space between my bed and the wall. When we moved into this house, my bed was, about a little further from the wall than I usually have it. It was a good 6 inches, I guess. And with the carpeting in my bedroom, I can't just scoop the bed like I used to at the other house. And so I was stitching away, and I had the needle was like on the underside of my hoop, and as I pulled my hand around, I caught the thread with my fingers, and it went whoop, pulled out, and so I went to look at it, and the thread was hanging there, and there was no needle. So I thought, oh, well, the needle must be here on the bed somewhere. And I was like looking around and shaking out my blanket, and couldn't find it. And so the only thing I could think of, because I looked at the carpet on the outside of the bed or whatever, and the only thing I could think is that it went like toward the wall and kind of under the bed, because I took my flashlight on my phone, and I was looking all along the wall, and didn't see it. So I don't know what happened to it. It disappeared into the ether. But anyway, so so that was my the last of my WIP-GO from December. I finally did my WIP-GO for 2026, and it, like as before, it's a mixture of WIPs and new starts. So one thing I did for this year is the projects that I talked about last fall that I bought, and some of them were given to me. There's some crochet kits. I wanted to do the punch needle snowman for Christmas, and I just chickened out and didn't do it. So among my new starts, I have those crochet kits that I bought. I bought one with a snail and one of the dinosaur. And then I have a couple of diamond painting kits that were given to me by Rachel. And what was the other one? Oh, some little kits that are two that are on my January WIP-GO list. These little kits that I bought just at Hobby Lobby. I'll talk about those. But so I incorporated all those kits into my projects, into non-cross-stitch projects mostly, into my WIP-GO chart, just so that I would have a reason to compel myself to start them. So I have 25 regular cross-stitch things, and they're all stuff that I've had before, like these Year in the Woods things, which two of which are on my January list. So this is one of the number 7 WIP-GO, the woodpecker, and so I'm working on this. I finished this tree here. Was about halfway done, and right now I'm working on this a piece of bark or something that the woodpecker is sitting on. So I'm working on that right now, and I have really the woodpecker's done. So all it really needs to be done is all these little trees and things that are around here, and like several of them I've already done the branches of the tree and just need to do the leaves. And I think there's one down here. There's a tree or something down here that I haven't done because I needed to count down to it or whatever. But I could conceivably finish this woodpecker this month. So I'm working on that. I have here this is Cottage Garden Samplings, woodpecker. The other two, I think I didn't mention. I think I did mention the Blue Flower Festive Forest, but the Quirky Christmas, that's Twin Peak Primitives. Let me put this over here. And the other, so then my other January projects are, as luck would have it, the raccoon. This is another Cottage Garden Samplings pattern. And I have a long way to go still. I have like a lot of the raccoon to do. I just had that's the raccoon. The raccoon and the beaver I always get mixed up because they have these big tails. This is the raccoon. So I still have a lot of his body to do, and just a lot to go on that one. For whatever reason, I didn't get nearly as much done on that one last time I worked on it. And then the other two, as like I said, I'm doing these kits. Some were given to me and some were ones that I purchased, right? So this one is called Sea Life, this little kit. And this one are a couple of owls, this mini kits. And they were just things that caught my eye at Hobby Lobby that I bought. But I want to dye the fabric because they're all just on white Aida. And I wanted something different. So but I need to like look at the colors of the stitches and choose a color for the fabric to dye so that won't interfere with stitches or make any of the stitches disappear. But so they come with, you know, thread and little hoops and stuff like that. And so these are going to be my January project to start. And they're small enough, at least this one is, that I might be able to actually finish it this month as well. I don't have specific goals for these new starts, so even if I just get one line in, you know, that'll be enough. The other two things I have for the month of January, I have this one called Brave New Year, and this was, I don't remember if it was a freebie or if I paid for this. This was I found this at the Jingle Ball. This is by Heartstring Samplery. And this is from 2010.
I think it was free.
Yeah. 2010 design, but you know, I went ahead and bought it. Because it has a little like a number thing that you can put, you know, the current year on.
It's free.
Yeah, an alphabet and numbers, so you can, you know, make it contemporary for the year. So I did get a start on it. So it says a brave new year, and it has the words courage and charity on the sides, and then you can put, and then it says anno, and then you can put whatever the current year is. So I started it. This is a piece of Carolina linen.
It's surprising that pattern is 25 years old. 26 years
I know,
old.
isn't it incredible?
From 2010. Crazy.
16 years old, yeah. So I did start on this one. It's a little hard to see, but I have the B in brave and Abe, and I have the word courage here, and there's just a little design thing here. So so I have just a start on it for January. That was my New Year new start. I started it I worked on it on January 1st. And then I also have that I'm going to work on. I don't have a specific date on when I'm going to work on this, but I would like to get it started because it's kind of big. It's 133 by 149 stitches. It's, you know, but I also want to figure out what fabric. I haven't just, you know, chosen a fabric for it. But this is by Barbara Anna. This is Long May She Wave. And I'm doing this because we talked about this before. It's the 250th year of the U.S. So I had chosen a patriotic design, so that's this one here. So that's, I'm working on it this year. And then, so, you want to talk about this now or at the end?
At the end.
At the end, okay. So that is me.
Okay. That is Beth. And I'm just going to, I'm working on my tree. Here's a photo of current progress, which is just January 1 and 2, plus the branches of 1, 2, 3, let's see, January, February, March, April, and most of May. I didn't get the whole tree done.
Yeah, but you got a big.
But I got a
chunk.
big chunk of it, and I think I started correctly. Hang on one second, I'm almost done. Okay, the leaf is in. January 2 is in. Okay, so.
Sorry, is that you or me?
That's
you.
me.
Okay.
Where's my needle? You just popped my needle off. No joke. Oh no, a needle stayed. Needle stayed, thread came out. Okay. So this is January down here, February, March, April, and May. And I just have 2 little leaves down here. You'll see them in the close-up. And I decided to do the
Looks good.
High and low.
the high and low. And so I think it's going to work out. I decided that any leaf, no matter where it is on the tree, the lower half is going to be the low, like along the bottom line like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the upper, so if it's up here, it'll be, if they're, no matter how they're facing, whatever is closest to the ground will be the low.
Low temperature, yeah.
And I guess some of them,
What's cool about that is that the bottom side of the leaves, there's always a different color.
right, and so some of them are standing straight up, and so I'll just make a decision at that point.
Mm-hmm. So you
So,
can still do
yeah.
low on the bottom and high on the top.
Yeah.
You know.
So, well, I think what I'll do is, like, if it's like this, I would put if it's straight up and down, I'm probably going to decide, like, the left side or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
On this side of the tree, maybe the right side on that side of the tree, something like that. So, anyway, so that,
Now, who's the designer of that?
this is Stitching Mommy. So I'm not done with the tree like I wanted to be by the 1st, but I'm well ahead of myself. And if I just, like today, I already put in today's leaf. So like I'm kind of making like at least 2 strands of brown a day or whatever, whenever I sit to work on it. And I figure that way I'll be well ahead of myself. So I'm going to do the leaf plus the brown,
Yeah.
and every day. And that way, I'll get done with the tree faster. And I'm almost out of the brown. So I took a little trip. I have like, I don't know. It seems to be like 2 or 3 strands per branch. So I took a little trip to Hobby Lobby the other day and bought 2 more because I don't know how much I'm going to need. And I figure, well, brown is brown is brown. So, and maybe I'll use the extra brown to put the year underneath here or something. I'll have to figure. It doesn't have the year and the pattern, but I'd like to have it on there.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's coming along. I'm kind of proud of it. I'm excited that I feel like ahead of the game. Not ahead of the game. I feel right on the game. So if I'd had the whole tree done, in a way, it would kind of be boring because I just
Have to
either wait a
around
week
and-
or and I'm kind of glad to not be waiting a week because doing high and low, like taking out 2 threads every day is
Yeah.
kind of
tedious.
chaotic.
Yeah.
So so if I could keep up with a leaf a day, that would make me happy. But yeah, so that's that. And I have to fix that thread and put this one away. And I made this, I think I showed this back in December when I decided to do it. I made this little chart. I'm going to put it up close so you can see it. It's just a calendar I got on Excel. And it has, and I put the little, I think I showed this already, the blue squares at the bottom are when the months are shorter than the others.
No,
and
you
then,
didn't.
And then I'm putting the temperature in. So if I get behind, I have a record and I can keep track. And I realized, oh, I should have put lines, but I'm just doing high/low in there. So it will work. So that I feel very organized, which is strange for me. And then I'm kind of having a knitting. I don't want to say crisis, because that's the wrong word. But anyway, I started working on, just for something to do while I'm sitting and I'm not cross stitching, working on my sweater. So I don't have I keep meaning to put a progress. People in knitting, they do what's called a progress marker, where where's my beginning around? Here's my beginning around stitch. So you could put right below here a little marker in the knitting itself, and then you knit for a week, and then you see how far you've come, right? So, but
that would help you feel like you've actually accomplished something.
Yeah. But anyway, so this is the body of the sweater, and it's coming along. It's just boring. It's gray. It's boring gray. But I figured, I'm thinking of it like bulky, sweatshirt type of just comfy. Mm-hmm. Not anything fancy. And then,
in other words, this year you wouldn't be able to wear it.
No, I could wear it. My
butt
house gets cold.
Yes,
my
it
house
does.
gets cold. So
Gets
I like something cozy. And Hannah came home and she's like, "Mom, give me your scraps." And she made herself something called, if you're a knitter, you've probably heard of it. It's very popular, called a Sophie scarf. It's a scarf that's just wide in the middle and tapers to both ends. I'm really off camera. Anyway, it's wide in the middle and tapers both ends, and it's very short. It's like a little, literally like a kerchief length.
Did you take a picture?
No. And it calls for DK weight. Of course, she's like, "I don't want to go buy yarn. I don't want." So she took 2 of my fingering weights and held them together to make a DK, and just went to town. And then ran out of one of them, and instead of finishing it, because she asked me, if you have a single ball of yarn and you want to hold 2 together, can you just use the pull from the inside and the outside? I said, absolutely. But so I thought that's what she was going to do, but then she just picked, because I had given her a bunch of different fingering weight yarns in there, and she just grabbed a whole completely different color of red. So one end is red, which is so random and so Hannah, but that's okay. It's totally fine, because it looks cute, because then when you tie it, you have a little red end. It's kind of cool. So she's like, "Mom, send me all your leftovers, and I'll just knit with whatever yarn you send me. I'll just do whatever," which is so chaotic that it for me. But I'm like, okay, if that's
But very Hannah.
Yeah, exactly. She likes just going on the fly. She barely likes pattern, following a pattern. She followed the pattern for that, but she says she wants to learn cables. And I didn't bring it with me. I started that little cable hat. I made one for Dad years ago, and I started a new one with that black yarn.
Yeah, that you're making for that friend.
Yeah, and I showed it to her, and I said, because we talked about. I saw a thing with Modern Daily Knitting called "Bang Out a Sweater." In the new year, whatever, something called, I think it's called "Bang Out a Sweater," and I guess they do it every year, and it's a knit along basically, and the pattern they chose is this really cute, comfy looking waffle weave sweater, and I want to make it so badly. And I was like, because earlier we were talking, and I was like, "Hannah, we should do a knit along, just the two." So I saw that, and I thought, wow, it'd be fun to do this. Now, this knit along includes a class that you take every week, kind of like a Zoom, and with a teacher, and so you kind of follow along, and you get to hook in with them, and if you have problems, and also just celebrate or whatever. And the class itself is $100, plus you have to buy the yarn, plus and the pattern. And I thought, I won't be able to make any of those live. You can watch them after, but I'm like, I don't want to pay $100 for watching something after, you know? So, because at first I thought, I'll just pay for me and Hannah to do this. But then I'm like, she's not going to, that's not her jam. And I wouldn't be able to watch them live, which is the fun part, because I'll be working. So then I said, well, I told her we should just do a knit along together. And she didn't like that pattern, and she doesn't really want to make another sweater. And she was thinking of, like, she really wants to do color work and learn color work, and she wants to learn cables. And so I said, I was like, well, let's figure something out. Right now she's getting ready for a big audition, so she can't think. But there's these doodle packs, which if you're a knitter, you've heard of them, I'm sure. They're little color work patterns, cards. It's like a deck of cards, and you pick which ones you want, and you arrange them and create your own color work patterns. And they have things like different cities, and they have mountains and camping and baking and knitting and winter. And they have all these different sets, which are really cool. And I've been wanting to do one for a long time. And they have a main book, and they also have a main, like, pattern book. So basically a hat pattern, and it's a generic hat pattern, and then you can add the patterns for the color work into that pattern. So you don't have to make that up as well. So anyway, I was like, maybe we can do that. But she kind of was, I could feel she was like, I can't commit to anything right now. So like, I'm going to drop it. But then I saw that pattern. I picked up the pattern for that hat again, and I showed it to her, and I was like, this is very simple. It's basically 4 cables in the space of a hat, and the rest is ribbing. And if you want to learn cables, this is a great way to start. And so I think I'm going to kit it up for her, and because I said, do you have a cable needle? And she's like, I don't think so. So I think I'm going to kit it up for her and just send it to her for her post audition relaxation. So later this month. So and then I also decided, since I'm sort of fresh in knitting, I don't really, besides that gray sweater, which is kind of just an ongoing whatever, I decided, I need to really pull this back out and work on this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I know, it's so beautiful, and I showed it to her, and I was, this is from a book called Fearless Fair Isle Knitting, and I don't remember the name of the designer. I'll put it at the bottom. And this is the graduation cardigan, and these are the colors Hannah chose. It's a steeked cardigan, which you basically cut the knitting when you're done with it. You secure it, and then you have a flap, and you fold it back, and you kind of sew it down, and that becomes, and then in this pattern you pick up stitches along that cut edge and create a button placket, which I'm not looking forward to. But anyway, and this is I like this edge. This is the folded over. So you knit the hem, and then you do an eyelet row, and then when you're all done, you sew that hem up, and it's got this little picot edge automatically, which I think that's so ingenious. Anyway, so this is the graduation cardigan that I started when she graduated, and I told her, you're going to get that when you're 30. She was laughing. But it's just, I need to work on it, and it's so pretty, and it's been languishing way too long. And so it's good. And so I'm like, fresh new year, fresh thoughts, and I just pulled the needle protectors off.
Don't do that.
Where did it go?
I don't know.
I just pulled
Are
it
they
off.
in the bag?
No. Oh, here it is.
Oh.
So this is a cool thing. There's those, those hair ties. Have you seen those coil hair ties? I saw somebody, they cut them apart, and then
I've seen that.
You fit both needles into them like that, and it holds the knitting. Anyway, so that's my plans for January. because once I get to this tree to a place where it's just cooking with the single day leaves, I won't have to spend so much time on it. And I can focus on other things, and I've decided I'm going to focus on that cardigan because it needs to be done. And I think that is me. I did finish, I said that last week. I finished Mary Lou's sweater, and I realized I failed to take a picture of her in it. Dummy. But
She loved it.
and the pocket was crooked, but nobody noticed.
Handmade is
about that.
handmade.
I know.
I'm sure Mary's
One
gonna send
pocket-
it back to you. and say,
One pocket is perfect, and the other one, the bottom is straight, and the sides are straight, but I didn't stretch this. I guess I stretched one side up more, so the top of the pocket is kind of like, it's straight on the bottom, but one is like that. It's a little bit like that. But it looked good. It fit her really well. And so hopefully she'll like it and use it. But anyway, that's me.
Okay. Well, right
You
now,
had a bad discovery when I
yeah,
got here.
I very carefully put all the fish in December wrong. I didn't gap them correctly, and I was like, "Why is this too long? What happened? Why is it so long?" And it's because the fish have 2 spaces in between, and they're not supposed to. So I am frogging.
Frog, 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 frog.
I am frogging from here down.
All of December.
All of December except one row. And
Sad.
there's a lot of half stitches that I'm frogging, which makes me tear so it makes it harder to frog because you're tearing the thread because you have to see exactly where that half stitch went, and I just yank it. So I don't want to damage the fabric, and that's the only thing I have to be careful of. So I did some more across here, and I was like, wait a minute, that's going to run into these fish, and it's not supposed to. What on earth? Well,
When I got here,
we figured it
we
out.
were looking at it, and I'm like, wait. I'm looking at the other months, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Those fish are too far apart. I could just go around them, but I'm not gonna. Okay, so
Speaking
There's-
of losing
there's
needles,
that.
I just lost the needle. Sorry, anyway, continue.
okay, so I wanted to start on my new temperature chart, and I can't remember who this is by because she doesn't put it on the pattern anywhere. I have to go back and look at it, and I'm going to write it down. So I write it on the back of here so I can remember who it's by. This pattern, it's very cute, but it's not very well, like she doesn't have, I had to write what the dimensions were so that I would make sure I had enough fabric. They were only in the description. They're not on the pattern itself.
I see.
And neither is her name, which, she should have her name. I don't know who it, but I wanted to dye some fabric because I didn't want to put it on white. These are very colorful animals, and I thought, let's put them on a color. So I dyed, the first thing I did was I took this silver white artiste fabric and I dyed it, and I went, that's a little too dark. I love the way it came out. The sparkle in it is amazing. It just it's so.
I don't know
well.
why I wouldn't have thought to dye sparkle fabric, and I'm glad you did. 'Cause that's so cool.
I heard somebody online saying that they did it and it came out good. So I wanted to try it because it was the only white fabric I had.
And you love sparkle fabric.
I love sparkle fabric, which is why I had it. And this is opalescent. And this is what I decided to do to stitch it on. So hopefully I started in the right place because there's no way to know. So the pattern keeper has the pattern, but it doesn't really have the edges of where you should be.
Yeah.
So I counted, and because this little tail the dog. I'm doing this dog right here, but I'm doing it like this because I didn't want to have go buy a big old long piece of fabric and have this long. I'm doing it stacked like this.
Uh-huh. Oh, so you're kind of making it up as you
I'm
go.
making it up, so I don't really know what I'm doing, okay? And the second day doesn't really show up very well. It shows up, but only if you just like really look at it. So I might end up backstitching around the whole dog and cat and whatever. Just I'll make that decision once the whole dog is in. So I only have 2 days on that put in there. And this is in the wrong place. The end of last month, I did a new start on Pueblo Pottery number 2. This is Hopi Pottery by Southwest Decoratives. It's like, I know what it is, I just can't. This is as far as I got. This is, I'm doing the flute player, which is this one over here. And you should see a bigger version of it. I didn't get real far. I wanted to go further, but, you know, I had limited time because my aunt was here. And my aunt took precedence over cross stitch, so. Then on New Year's, I had a new start. I started Cardinal and Holly ornament. And I did a center start. It's square, but the fabric wasn't big enough to where I actually cut a piece of it off, so I just...
That's pretty.
It's a snowflake in the middle.
I like
that's
that
pretty.
a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very pretty.
So it shows up better once you stick the darker color in there. I think it'll be fine. And I have completed all the lighter color of blue, so all the rest of it is darker, the darker blue. And I kind of want to get back to that, but we'll see, because I have too much to do. Because I have a lot of patterns, not as many as Beth, but I have a lot. Now, I was gonna work on this yesterday.
Oh, is that the
And
geek thing?
yeah, this is Crazy Stitch. We do Geek. And I was going to work on it yesterday, and the yellow thread that I was using disappeared. And I was closing up the... I'm probably going to have to go find it again. The threads that I used in... Under the Sea temperature chart, the first one I designed, I'm sorry I didn't say that, for our Etsy shop. I'm anxious to put pictures of the real thing instead of computer generated pictures, but you know. Anyway, the yellow disappeared. So I'm like, I think it was this number, and I'm like, is that right? Is that right? And it looks the same, so I searched for that thread. I probably stuck it in the wrong bag or something. I don't know. Anyway, this is where I am. I was able to work on it today. This is where I am. I started the H in has. So once I finish has gone before, and there's a period. Once I finish that, I'll go back to this DMC up here, the brown color, for we know the answer to life, the universe, and everything is, and then I'll choose something different for the number 42, because that's cool. So, and you would have to know all of these things to understand
The references.
the references in here, and even I go, huh? But my son said this is the one he wants, so this is what he gets. And he might have it by next Christmas. It was his Christmas this year. That and a mouse, so he'd quit stealing my mouse. And then the pattern I'm supposed to do 5 days on per WIP-GO, my number 2 is snowflake ornaments. I did not work on this last year like I was supposed to, but since I'm done with my Santa, I had time this year, and I went ahead and I've done 2 days on it so far.
You worked on it every day this year?
Well, today's the 3rd, so not
Oh.
today. So I've done 2 days on it so far. I haven't gotten really far, but you know, I do what I can do. And then I decided with my Flosstube frenzy, I'm not showing you any but 2 today because that's all there were. But with my Flosstube frenzy, I'm only going to show it once a month. The first video of the month, I'll show you all of them. And I would have had 2 more, but I was dealing with some stuff. So, yeah. So I have Erica Michaels Americana Blues, which I have changed all the colors on. They're still blues, and I have to double check, but I think I'm all the way across on this. And I was working on this white. I don't know if these are snowflakes, but I stopped because I was getting tired of it. I was getting tired of, like, snowflakes are so hard.
You have everything you're doing has snowflakes.
I know, but they're
I
so
don't know
hard.
why, if you don't like them, you keep doing them.
Well, I like looking at them. I just don't like stitching them.
Crazy.
And then Helen D posted a video. So this is hands-on design. There's a hare in my garden. And I decided,
I love that name.
I love murder in the garden.
Uh-huh.
I think that's very clever.
Yes.
I decided to just do some back stitching in these leaves. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it in the picture, but I decided not to do the back stitching on this side so that you could see the difference.
Let me see. Oh, I can't see.
In the back
The
stitching
carrots.
and the leaves on the
Yeah,
carrots.
Oh, I see.
And it's supposed to be half an hour or 2 threads. That was neither 2 threads nor half an hour, but it was tedious and annoying, and I said, I'm done.
It was
because
enough.
I kept putting them in the wrong place
Oh.
because it's not exactly back stitching. You back stitch over 2 instead of 1. And because it's at an angle, you're like, am I getting
And it's
it
hard to
in the
pull
place?
out if you get it wrong.
Yeah. So, there is that. And then this little guy, I have been trying to diligently work on him. Now, and I have been, but see this center thing here where it's just yellow and
Let me see.
an orange color?
Uh-huh.
There's 8 of these. There's another one down here. That is what I'm on right now.
It's a weird shape.
The directions are as clear as mud.
Oh, no.
Do you remember how long it took me with the first one to figure out what on earth?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one I'm like, huh? What? This doesn't make any sense. But I have all of them except that, and then I start putting it together.
Oh, wow.
So I have tons of these now. These are 3 different shapes. Let's see. 1, 2, yeah, 3 different shapes. And I have to make
Move your
8.
drink. You can't see. Your drink.
Look at the big pile of these. These are the legs. I could go ahead and sew those together already because I have all of the legs. Then there's this pattern, but I need to finish those flower ones so that I can start sewing all of these together to make the body. And then after you have the body made, then you do the ears and the eyes and the horns and the feet. Now, what they did was every single one of these sides has the same number of stitches on all of them. I accidentally didn't tighten this hole. I can see all the way through it. So this length is the same as this length, theoretically, and you can sew them all together that way. That only works if your tension is the same every single time you stitch.
Yeah.
And it's not. But it'll work itself out. I know I have a lot of stuff here. So I've been plugging away at this, but I was working on those center flowers and I just got so fed up with trying to figure out what was going on. I said, I'm done with that for today.
You're going in timeout for a day.
Well, for at least a day. It might be longer than a day. Now, my blanket. I am, after I finish this pattern, I have two more. One using this gold color right here, and then angels. I don't know what the gold one is. And so I finished my Santa hats. See all my little Santa hats?
Oh, how cute.
See all my little Santa hats? And this is going to be loops, which gives you a different texture, which is really cool. It's supposed to look like garland.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So she made several rows of these loops. I don't know that I'm going to do several rows of them because I know how to make loops. I learned how to make loops from my grandmother. Remember she used to make those hats that had loops all over them?
Yeah.
I find it annoying. Like
They look beautiful and even. You're doing a real good job at it.
Well, they're all the same size as this finger.
Well, that's how it goes.
But
They look good. That's what I'm saying.
I think I'll do 2 rows of each color. Well, she did 5 rows. She did a row of the darker color, a row of the lighter color, a row of the darker color, a row of the lighter color, and then the darker color finished it.
Just do it.
You're gonna love it. You should
I will.
One of
I'll
each
love
color though.
Huh?
You should do different colors, like the dark green, the light green, the red, the gold, and the blue, or something.
That would be fun. I wouldn't mind that.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's very time consuming, and right now I'm doing just single crochet all the way back to the other end. Actually, that actually sounds like a fun idea. Like, that's what that's good for.
That's off camera. Nobody can see what you're talking about.
Oh,
The little
I have
containers that Naomi made.
these things that Naomi made. I just put my phone in it because I almost knocked my phone off of the table. And I put my glasses in there too.
Yeah, that's what I have in my glasses, please. It's good.
It's dangerous to walk into Mold Queen because you see those patterns for all those bags and you're like, why can I make that? Why can I make that?
So that is all I've been working on.
Okay. So normally this would be question of the week, but instead Beth has a
Yes,
thing she
I have a
wants to talk
special
about.
thing. Some of you who follow cat accounts on the internet may know about this. Some of you may not, but there's a cat cafe in New York called Meow Parlor, and a young lady who works with or for Meow Parlor. I'm not exactly sure. I think she works there, whatever. But anyway, her internet account is Whisks to Whiskers that I've been following for a while, and she had fostered a kitten and then decided to keep him because he has various issues. He's what people refer to as wobbly cat. They have what is it? It's a cerebellar hyperplasia is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of cats, there's a cat.
Anyway.
But
That's the one that the dogs chased this morning.
yeah, but so she calls and he also has dwarfism apparently because he's smaller. That she posted a picture today of him. He's 9 months old and comparing him to a 9-week-old kitten, and they're about the same size. So, but anyway, she has named him Baby Corn, and like I said, he's got a lot of followers on her account and everything. But so at one point, she and her husband and her parents went to Rome. I think it was one of her parents' like bucket list things. And she was able to take Baby Corn with them. And so he, of course, stayed in the hotel room while they went out sightseeing or whatever. But at one point, she posted a picture of him. It was just a really cute picture of him. And she said something about, I found a tiny saint in Rome. It was just a cute picture. And so, lots of people put, things in the comments. And one of the guys, and I thought I'd written his name down, and now I don't see it. I didn't write it on this piece of paper. But anyway, he, I think his name is
Anyway,
Eaton.
we'll put
anyway,
it at the bottom.
But yeah, but so he wrote in the comment section, he wrote a little poem, right? And so the poem he wrote goes like this. I found a tiny saint in Rome. It looked like he could use a comb. His eyes were wide, his tongue stuck out. He was without a doubt devout. His hair was black, his ears were pointed. I wonder when he was anointed. And so one of the things about Baby Corn is that he has like the joke about he has a little flat top, and he has like a single white whisker on his cheek or whatever, and he has big kind of googly eyes, and he very often has his tongue out in what's called a blep, right? But anyway, so I found that poem so clever and cute that I made a little pattern. And what I would like to do is send donations to Meow Parlor. And I will try to put all the pertinent information in our description box. But what I was wanting to do this as a fundraiser for Meow Parlor. And so the way I think it's going to work is that you, the viewer, a person, can make a donation to Meow Parlor and show me a picture of your receipt for your donation, however much you want to donate to them, and I will send you this pattern. And so there's a little picture of Baby Corn over here, and you can't see it on this particular picture, but he has this one white whisker, and then the little poem, and there's some corn down here, a little corn, and then little halos in the corner. So anyway, and I think this little fundraiser, what did we say? Like it can go on indefinitely, but it's predicated on you making a donation of however much you want to Meow Parlor, and like I said, send me the receipt and I'll send you this pattern.
Usually just a screenshot of it.
Yeah,
so you don't
yeah,
have to
just a
send
screenshot of your receipt. Yeah. So so I would like to do that for Meow Parlor. Just because like I said, I found that poem so much fun, and the pictures of Baby Corn very cute. And so like I said, if you want to look at pictures of Baby Corn to see what he's like, Whisks to Whiskers is her site.
Instagram account or?
I think it's on. I think she has both Instagram and Facebook.
Oh, okay.
but again, like I said, she has like links in her things to Meow Parlor. If you're in New York, they have like the actual cat cafe, and they have things that you can buy, like toys, magnets, stickers, whatever. So anyway, that's my little fundraiser thing for Meow Parlor. Is that pattern of baby corn?
That's fun.
Yeah.
And now it's on to question of the week. So last week we asked you resolutions, yes or no. Most people said no. Most people do goals that shared with us of the kinds of things they want to, focus on, or that kind of thing. Self goals, but mostly people are not doing resolutions. Homespun in Wales says that she's decided for 2026. It's a decision, I guess that's a resolution, but not buying, not spending. She says she's crowing in craft supplies. So I assume in Wales that means you're probably drowning in them, like I am. And have been going through. She's been going through her stash and rehoming some, and gathered all her WIPs and UFOs together, labeled 12 boxes with the months of the year, and divided all the WIPs, UFOs between the boxes, and each month I will work on the ones in the box, and without guilt put the lid on the box at the end of the month. Oh, what a great idea.
I think that's a fantastic idea.
Wow, what a great idea.
I don't know where I'd put the 12 boxes.
Well, yeah. There's a mix of cross-stitch, embroidery, knitting, crochet, and quilting in the boxes. Wow, you're my hero. She's chosen a few new projects: a slow stitch, stitch-a-long, and a year-long quilt-along. And also a knitting pattern I want to do, but I won't be using my stash on the projects. Wow, that's admirable. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's great. And Noreen Curry says that her hope for 2026 is that she and Dennis can remain in their forever home. So that's.
I hope that for them
that's
too.
Great. Yeah. Absolutely. And. Thank you, Mary, for the comment on my hair. I didn't talk about it last week because I had just had it done like the day before, or 2 days before, and I was very self-conscious about it. Haven't had bangs since middle school, and it didn't go well. But my hair has changed so much that I was like, I got to do something different. And
I thought it looked great.
The lady who cut my hair at Penny's was really kind and just really helped me kind of figure out how to make it at its best instead of at its worst, which is what it's been lately.
When I was in Little Rock, I used to go to Penny's to get my hair done, and I loved the one lady that worked there. She passed away from cancer later on, but I really liked her because I was like, I don't know, I think I had my hair really long at that time, and I wanted to cut it, and so she worked with me about, how do you want this, how do you want that, and I went to her all the time. Yeah. And then after she left, and then somebody else was there. It was around the time I had radiation, because I remember I went a long time without cutting my hair because I had a couple of bald spots back here, and so so that lady I really liked too. And then of course that I moved out here, so But yeah, so it's a very hard decision to make sometimes when you're like, I want something different, but I don't know exactly what I want.
Yeah, well, my hair has changed so much that I was like, I have to do something, and because it was thinning, and as you were all subject to my giant forehead, so I was like, I need to do something, and so like when she first did it, she had the bang, and I think that's how I was last week, like straightforward. But I've taken to just kind of sort of putting it off to the side, and I really like it a lot. Mm-hmm. And I'm still getting used to it.
I have a funny story about Penny's salon.
Yeah. Don't whisper.
I was in Albuquerque, and I used to go to Penny's to have my hair dyed all the time. And the woman that would dye my hair, she mixed the color. And then she went and got her own salon in Belen, and I wasn't driving to Belen. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. And so I just told him what I wanted, the next girl. And she goes, no, your hair is dark. Your hair is really dark. You don't need to mix those colors. I'm like, she mixed brown and burgundy. I'm telling you, she mixed brown. No, it'll be fine with just the burgundy. My brother called the color bodacious berry. If that tells you what color it was. And it was one of those colors that washes out with time. And I was sweating purple sweat.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. And then because I went there all the time, when I cut my hand, I cut a piece of skin, deep skin, off my hand. So I couldn't wash my own hair. So during lunch I went, you okay?
No, I said that. Yeah.
During lunch I went to have them wash my hair. And I specifically told, at that time my hair was very curly. I specifically told the girl who was washing my hair, I didn't care who was washing my hair. How basic is that, right? I needed it washed and blow dried so I could go back to work. I didn't want to go to work with wet hair. And I was my lunch hour, so I only had a certain amount of time. I told her my hair was curly, I swear I did. And she didn't put a diffuser on the blow dryer. And she's blow drying away and her face is just like, and I'm looking and I'm starting to look like Rosanna Dana. Yeah. And I finally went, stop. Because I had a pony holder, but I had to wait till my hair dried, because it was still quite damp. And I went back to work. My boss was working on her computer and her back was to me and she's working on her computer and I went up there to ask her something and I said, Linda, blah, blah, blah. And she turned around to look at me to answer and then she went back to her and then she goes, and she says, what happened to you?
A blow dryer accident.
I said, it'll be all right.
Tomorrow everything.
Once my hair dries, I'll put a ponytail holder in it. Yeah, it was so two funny things happened to me. And you know what? I stopped going to bed.
Yes. I go to work on Monday and everyone is going to be shocked. It will be shocking.
Yeah. Well, your hair looks so different but so good.
Thank you.
It looks fuller.
Thanks. Yeah. It's very layered, and because it was so after I wound up with after having COVID, I wound up with Graves' disease, and my hair completely changed.
Yeah.
You know what? It's gone back to the way it was when I was a child. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Like thin and straight.
Yeah.
That's how it was when I was a child.
I remember we couldn't put a barrette in your hair.
It would just slide out.
out.
So, and then, during adolescence and adulthood, it got very full and curly.
Yeah, I was gonna say we were
And
talking
there's
about
pictures
that.
of me like after when Eli was a baby, my hair is like.
Well, that's what I used to. I was
so thick
telling
and
Eve.
pretty.
I used to joke about that your hair looked like Juliana Margulies.
It's,
in those days,
Thank you. I loved my hair. And then just as I got older, it got thinner. It happens. But then when it used to curl. But then after that, after 2020, 2021, it just thinned out and straightened. Where like when it was wet, I would put curl stuff in it and hang my head upside down and curl it. I wouldn't dry it that way, but I would just curl it because it used to be I could curl it and it would just stay. And so I do it. In the past couple of years, I would do that. And it would, wet, it would look curly, and I'm like, okay, let's go. And I get to work, and it would just be. So I went in, and I was like, I've got to do something. I hate my hair. It's always just straight, flat, yuck, and then my forehead was giant.
When you get a good hairdresser.
Yeah. And
It's
so I
fantastic.
went, and I got her just randomly from whoever was available that day, and she is great, and I will be going back to her because I was like, I need something different. I like super short hair, but somebody I'm married to does not, and it's fine. No, and it's not like I can't do what I want. And he's like, you can do whatever you want, but I know what he likes. So I didn't want to go boy short like I have in the past, and so, you know, and when she styled it, it was super cute. I haven't, but I told her, I said, I can't do the whole, like, I can't. I'm not
Styling
gonna do
every
that
day, no.
No, I could
Yeah.
barely make it to work on time, so I'm not going to add that in.
You know,
So I really need something that can just, you know,
Wash and wear.
go. And so it's been nice. It's been good. So I'm getting used to it now, and I feel better about it.
That's
But
what's-
thank you for the compliment.
Yeah, that's what's hard is when you like change the way you look. You like you have to be very brave about because you're used to your face being a certain way, and
Right.
it look the framing of your hair.
Right.
When I moved to Little Rock, for a while I grew my hair out, and it was longish, and the thing about Little Rock is that because it's so humid there, I have a natural curl to my hair, and when I was growing up in Albuquerque, it curled like the little shorty hairs around my face
Yeah.
would curl, but generally when my hair was longer, the weight of my hair would make it basically straight. But then when I lived in Indiana, at that point, I think I had shorter hair at that time, and the humidity in the air makes my hair very curly. If I just would wash and wear my hair, it just curls naturally, and that's how I was in Little Rock as well. That like even if I remember one time for a while, I guess I blow dried my hair straight, and one time, one summer, my air conditioner in my apartment broke. I'd gone to take a shower because I had to go do a choir thing at church, and I went to take a shower, and I came out and my apartment was hot, and I was like, oh no, because I was just like hot from the shower, and I was sweating like a pig, and I tried to
You're like, I'm wasting this shower.
I know, I tried to blow dry my hair straightish, and just like the humidity in the air and my apartment and everything else, just like my hair went whiz. And I remember like because the choir thing we were doing was outdoor. But yeah, so
you went to work? Did you
yeah, I went out. I
and
went
they
to
said,
do
"Did
the
you get a
choir
perm?"
thing, and it was outside. My hair was like. But yeah, so in Little Rock, my hair was very curly, and then when I moved back out here, the drier air, my hair doesn't really curl the way it used to.
Yeah.
So, because it used to be in Little Rock, if I didn't dry my hair at all, I would just have this lovely natural curl.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
I
so.
miss my curl. It's gone.
I remember one time when you were in school in Boston, we went to Florida for the music festival of Florida, and we had left all your school things at Eve's apartment in Florida, and the day we were leaving Florida, it was like rainy, and I had blow dried my hair straight. I had longish hair at that time, and when we went to load Naomi's things in our van, our family van that we had borrowed for this trip, so all of her things were there. And so I was in the van, like putting, arranging everything in there. And Eve and Naomi and I guess Jan maybe was helping. I don't know. They were walking back and forth with the things from the apartment. So I was out there, and it was very humid because it was Florida and it was raining. And I was in the van, but I remember like seeing in the mirror of the van, seeing my hair as long and straight, and then it was just like going zzz, like one of those dolls, like this curl on the top of my head from the humidity.
So did we ask a question yet?
We have not.
Oh, yeah.
We have not. So our question, Eve's keeping us on track.
Sorry.
Our question to you this week is, what is your weather like where you are? Ours is,
Uncomfortably warm.
it's not festive. It's been too warm.
Well, like I
mean,
said, I put on this long sleeve shirt
Yeah.
because I wanted to wear my Yoda shirt, and it was finally cool enough the other day, and I'm like, I'm really hot.
Yeah, we Hannah loved it. She soaked it up, but it's just been really warm here. I mean, honestly, a couple days, we're in the 60s these last 2 days. I know because I have a temperature chart. But it got up to like 80 last week.
Yeah.
And so that's how Arizona is.
And it's supposed to be 71 today.
Yeah, that's how Arizona is, and that's just how we live. But so we were really curious about your weather. Is it
hot,
is
cold,
it hot,
wet?
cold, wet, dry? Here it's hot and dry.
Actually, it rained.
Not hot.
It
has
got a
rained
bit
a lot. We've
Yeah.
had a lot of rain.
But it was drizzly for those 2 cold days. Yeah.
It's kind of pleasant.
There were 2 cold days.
We took advantage of it. So anyway, we'd like to know, what's your weather? Because we want to know where all you are, and it's a lot of fun learning about you guys. We took advantage of cold, coolish weather. We went one day last week. We stole Mary Lou, our aunt, and we took her to Boyce Thompson Arboretum out.
I think she had a great time.
It's gorgeous. I saw stupid Instagram. I saw a video on Instagram. I follow these, or my algorithm, I should say, follows these accounts that are like, this is the best kept secret in Arizona. And it was, because I didn't know it existed. It's out east past Apache Junction.
I never heard of it.
No, me either. It's called Boyce Thompson
Apache
Arboretum.
Junction's just north of us, right?
North and still east.
Yeah.
And then further east than that. It's actually out by, it starts with an S. Is it Sawyer? No. Oh, I can't think of the name of the town. That it's Superior. Superior, Arizona.
Okay.
That's where it is. Near there. And it's this, like you're just driving down the highway, you turn right, and then you're in this magical arboretum. Beautiful. We didn't see a lot of it, but because I think Mary Lou had kind of had her, she did enough, and but it was, what we saw was beautiful. Here's a couple photos.
She came back exhausted.
So that was fun, and then we went to. We went on New Year's Eve. We went to Zoo Lights, the 4 of us, and I was like afraid. I actually wore a turtleneck and a sweater, and I brought a coat because when I walked out of the house, I was like, it's cold. And
At night it's cold.
And I thought, I'm going to be outside the whole time. I really don't want to be cold. I'll be miserable.
Well, I remember one.
But I carried that coat the whole time.
Well, I remember one year that
And
I
it got
came
hot.
to visit, and we went to Zoo Lights. When I used to live in Arkansas, and
There's been-
I froze. Yeah,
We
I had
usually
a long, my
when the kids
long winter coat.
When the kids were little, we would do Zoo Lights on New Year's Eve, traditionally, and it was there. I remember nights when it was hats and gloves, cold, like in the
the time we went when Rob was little, it was very cold.
And so I kind of, I was looking at the weather, and I don't understand what 50 whatever degrees feels. I don't understand what that is. Do I need a coat, or will I be fine? So anyway, I carried my coat the whole time, which that was fine. We had a pleasant time, but by the time we left, we were all kind of like, I'm kind of hot.
I'm glad it was really pleasant weather.
But
when
we
Dad
were
and
worried it
Mom
would
went.
rain. We were worried it was raining. And I think it rained kind of on our way and then after, but not while we were there. Same thing with Boyce Thompson. And then Friday, we went to the Botanical Gardens, because we hadn't been there in years. And we were going to go back out to Boyce Thompson. We thought we'd go back out and see what we hadn't seen, but just the day before Hannah left and the drive, we were like, let's just stay close to home. So we went to the Botanical Gardens here in Phoenix. And
those are beautiful.
it's beautiful. And the weather was absolutely perfect. The sun was a little hot when you were standing in full sun. It was a little toasty, but in the shade, it was perfect.
So the Botanical Gardens, there's a roundabout close to where you go there that has a lot of the same plants that you would see in the Botanical Gardens. Not as many, of course, but that roundabout is beautiful. So when I would drive tourists through there, I'm like, see this roundabout? More beautiful over there.
Right,
if you
right.
want to go see something, go to the
Go
Botanical
there.
Gardens.
Yeah, and it's really great to take people that aren't from Arizona, like guests and stuff. And it was pretty full. And Hannah has recently gotten an interest in birds, so Mark gave her he happened to have a binoculars that he'd bought for a camping trip or something, and he's like, here, these are yours now. And she was birding the whole time, and it was really fun. We saw beautiful cactus wren and a bird I had never seen before, verdin. And there they were on the list, and because she looked it up on her app, she's like, I think that's a verdin, and I'm like, I think it's a finch, but because I had never heard of a verdin, and I thought I knew everything, and apparently I didn't. But that's okay, I can admit it. And
Love birds.
yeah, so she had a ball, and it was just a pleasant day out there. And then it turns out that because we paid admission for the 4 of us, it's the same as a friends and family membership.
Yeah.
So they said you can convert it, which I thought was nice. Like they let you convert it instead of making you pay it again.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we converted it, and we got a membership. But what's nice is it also applies to like 300 arboretums and botanical gardens across the country.
Yeah.
So we put Hannah's name on it so that when she's out east, she can go,
Oh, yeah.
and she and a guest can go for free.
That's fun.
Yeah. So and then the 3 of us can enjoy it while we're here. And actually, Boyce Thompson is on that list.
Oh.
So we
that's
can
nice.
go back anytime and see it. And so, and Eli was like, I want to go back more often and do more photography.
Oh,
And
Yeah, it's
so he's a really good eye. Yeah, he likes photography. So that was we took advantage of the nice weather, and we got out a lot, and that was really fun. And so that was our sort of
in Albuquerque. You pay one price for the zoo, the botanical gardens, and the aquarium, and you can go to any of those 3, and they're very close to each other.
that's neat.
So I had a membership for Rob and I, and that way we usually went to the zoo because that was what he was most interested in, but sometimes to the aquarium. And what's nice about a membership like that, with the zoo, we would go, he was little, so we would go until he got tired, and then we'd leave. And I didn't feel like I had to get my money's worth,
Right.
you know. So one time we went to see the reptiles, and the next time we'd go to see the sea lions, and the next time we'd go to see the regular lions,
Right.
you know.
Well, I'm glad we went to the botanical gardens, but one of the things we wanted to do was go back to the actual zoo during the day to see the animals, you know, because we all, as we were walking around zoo lights, we're like, gosh, we
They have
haven't
a
been to
new
the zoo.
giraffe. They have a baby giraffe.
They have a baby giraffe, and they have a new lion, Pilly
Yes,
Pilly.
yes, they just got him.
Pilly Pilly, and he was going to be on exhibit on Friday. He was going to be outside because they're right now they're alternating, just
Yeah.
like when you get a new cat, right? They're alternating him and the
Until
the
they get
females.
used to each other and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And so I was like, well, maybe we could go back to the zoo and see Pilly Pilly, but I'm glad we chose the botanical gardens. It was
What's
the
his
right-
name?
Pilly Pilly.
Oh.
Pilli, Pilli. I believe.
Oh.
I believe. I looked it up. I believe that's it. And so
I love zoos.
yeah,
I don't particularly care for Phoenix's zoo, just because it's very difficult if you have any kind of mobility issues or whatever to get around to see the animals. They're very far apart,
yeah.
and their exhibits are great. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. The exhibits, you know.
Well, you know, the problem with the zoo is that half the year you just can't go.
Well, no, you
yeah.
can't. And
And
they
you
don't.
just
Too hot.
can't. It's
Their pricing is quite steep.
well, yeah.
And it's not a Phoenix Zoo. It's called Phoenix Zoo, but it has nothing to do with Phoenix. It's not
They have
government.
javelinas.
Huh?
They have javelinas.
It's not government zoo. It like most zoos, that
I have
it
no
has
idea.
something to do with the, and so it's a privately owned zoo, and so they have to make ends meet.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things. But I love going to they have as you come in, there's a
Stingray.
right
Exhibit.
where you can go
Feed
in there
them
and
Pet the
pet them,
Feed them.
and that was always great. And they have a it's not exactly a bus. It's more like a trolley thing with a whole bunch of things. And if you have people that are, poke myself, if you have people that are have disabilities, you can get them all on that. They go around and they can see it. And is it stopping to look at them? No.
Right.
But that way they get to see all the animals.
You can get off and on. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
So
I like this.
they have a lot of stuff.
I just haven't been since the kids were little. You know, we all did that. You know, you get a membership when your kids are little, and then you can go and walk through with your stroller and stuff. Oh, funny story. So we're at the botanical gardens, and we come out, and we were talking to the membership guy. Oh yeah, and I bought a hat. Look at it; it's so cute. I like the color too. It's got a butterfly on it.
Oh yeah.
And the logo. I really wanted a hat with the logo. Anyway, we were there. We'd come out and we were looking into the membership thing because the guy, when we walked in, had told us we could do that. So on the way out, I went and was talking to this. Or was it? No. It was when we were buying our tickets to get in. We were standing there and the family's hanging back a little and I was paying. And I heard on the way in, Mark said something about, someone brought their cat. Something about a cat. And I was like, what? And so I was paying, and I turn around, and I hear the person, one of the workers, say, I'm sorry, we don't allow animals in. And they had a kitten in a stroller, and they were going to take it to the botanical gardens. I think Mark thinks that the cat was on a leash, but still, it's like...
Even so.
What's a kitten going to get out of that?
Why are you doing that? Number one, it's not a dog. Number two, it can stay home by itself.
Why would you take an animal to the zoo?
I mean, it was the botanical gardens, but...
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But,
Oh.
I mean, they don't... I guess they
They
have...
can't get down and enjoy it.
Right, they have a dog day where you
Uh-huh.
can take your dog to the botanical gardens, but you can't otherwise.
Yeah.
Even a dog. I mean, I assume a service animal. So I don't know if they were trying to say the kitten was a service animal or not, but they're like, sorry, and they're like, oh, okay. Mark and I said, they just didn't dress it up well. Like if it wrapped it in a blanket, stuck it in there, no one would have known. My baby.
Oh, I was going to say, I had an adventure this
Oh,
week.
yeah. Goofball.
So, Sunday night, well, I had two adventures. Sunday night, I think it was Sunday night, I was flossing my teeth, getting ready for bed, brushed my teeth, flossed my teeth, and as I was flossing, I popped off one of my crowns, an older crown I've had, I don't know, for years. I had like a tight space between my back two molars, which are both crowned, because of my misspent youth. And I was just, flossing my teeth, and the space between them was pretty tight, and I went to pull the flosser out. I used those little, D-shaped flosser things, and my tooth went pop. All of a sudden I had this thing in my mouth. And so fortunately I was able to call first thing Monday morning and got an appointment for first thing Tuesday morning. But my dentist, I haven't chosen a dentist down here
was it 8:30?
Yes.
And it's an hour away.
Yeah. So I haven't chosen a dentist down here in Santan.
I wanted her to go to that same one.
So my dentist, that I've gone to before.
He's so nice. Did you have to see Dr. Nesbitt?
No, because I think he wasn't there. Yeah, he was like out of
he only works
for the holidays or whatever. Yeah. But so I had an appointment for first thing Tuesday morning, like at 8:30. And so we were always thinking, okay, we have to leave at 7:30 or whatever. And so that was Monday. And we had taken Mary Lou over to Naomi's because she was going to spend the night there because she was leaving first thing in the morning on Tuesday also. And so anyway, late that night, I was in my room and I had...
you made a sandwich for yourself?
Yeah, I was making a sandwich. I had made a sandwich and I'm proud to say I never lost my grip on my sandwich. But
I was wondering.
Yeah, that's why I have this bruise on my elbow.
That's like that little kid who didn't drop his money when I hit him with the car.
But in my room,
Different story.
yeah, in my room, it's our bedrooms here at this house are carpeted, and it's kind of a bad carpeting job. But anyway, so I had there by my bed, I had like an idiot sitting on my bed. I had taken off my shoes, and so they were there on the floor. But so I went in with my sandwich, and I had a lamp on in the room, and so I was going to turn off my overhead light, and so I got up to do that, and I guess I was focused on the light switch or whatever, and I did not look at my shoes, which are right in front of my feet, and I stumbled over them, and so I went careening forward, and I couldn't stop myself, and I landed in the corner of my room, like here's the wall, here's the door, right? So I stumbled over it.
I was so scared.
I landed on my knee on the floor, and I had my sandwich in my hand. So I hit my elbow.
Save the sandwich.
Save the sandwich. So I hit my elbow on the wall, as you can see here. It's very ugly. And the worst thing was, on the doors, on several of the doors in this house, they hung those metal hooks like you would hang a towel or a hanger on or something, but they hung them on the like lower door level. Like, I don't know if they were used them for backpacks for kids or what, but so here's the doorknob and here's that hook, right? So as I fell, I hit the hook with my face, and I was very concerned that I might have fractured my cheek. I didn't think I'd broken it.
It was swelling already.
Yeah. So
I went in there minutes later and it was already swollen.
he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, I think I might need to go to the emergency room, because But what I really felt was I felt my knee and my elbow and my face, right? So we went ahead and went to the emergency room, and so I told them, these are the three things I was concerned with. And so they took x-rays of my knee and my elbow, and they took a CT scan of my face and head and whatever. And so then I was sitting in the waiting room, waiting for hours for them to tell me what was the result of my scans or whatever. And while we were sitting there, I thought, my toe hurts. My left toe hurts. And I do have an issue with if my socks are too tight, or if I pull them on too tight, or my shoes or whatever, and so I didn't think too much of it. But then my toe was really hurting, and so anyway, we went home, and as I got ready nothing was wrong. I didn't have any fracture or anything like that, just a lot of bruising and pain. But so as I was getting ready for bed, I took my shoes off, and I thought, I think I broke my toe, because my toe, my left, the second toe, the one next to your big toe, was very purple. It's like purple from nail to joint. The whole thing is purple. And I think I even had some bruising on my big toe also. So I don't know if I hit the shoe.
Where you hit the shoe.
Yeah, if I stepped on the shoe or whatever.
Or when you fell, you wrenched it.
Yeah, something. But I think I broke my toe.
They wouldn't have told you anything anyway.
Yeah, they wouldn't have done anything. Yeah,
oh, well.
Your toe's broken. But yeah. So all in all, and then so we were in the waiting room. I mean, in the hospital for it was 10:30ish when we went there, and we got out of there around 2.
Yep.
In the morning.
It was about 2:30 when we got
there. And so then we had to get up at 7:30 to go to.
No, not get up at 7:30. Leave at
leave at 7:30 to get out there, and and then I was sitting in the dentist chair, and I was like,
needless to say, we stopped at McDonald's and sat down in there and ate breakfast because it's like we were both exhausted and
came home and slept.
No, she slept. I couldn't go back to sleep.
Yeah. But it was an adventurous couple of days.
Crazy.
So, and this is actually my knee doesn't just got little bruises on it. This is the ugliest bruise I got was and then my face, of course. I have a little swollen spot right here on the side of my face, and then like a.
You're lucky you didn't tear your face open.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was really concerned
She
with.
got a screwdriver and took that hook out.
Yes.
Just in case she hits the door again.
Just in case.
Yes, I'm going to take the hook off. Ow.
Yeah, we probably should take them off all the doors.
Yeah.
It's just, they're in a stupid spot.
Yeah.
You know, we're like, we can't hang anything on that.
Yeah.
We can always put it up higher.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. But yeah, it was just like, I like I said, the only thing I can imagine is like if they had kids with backpacks or something like
Maybe.
that. I don't know. But,
Or maybe they just thought it was a great place to put your purse, so you wouldn't forget.
something, yeah. It's like,
I don't know.
yeah, no.
How funny. Oh my gosh, the other thing I've been doing all week, and it's all Eli's fault, is he gave me for Christmas Zelda's Tears of the Kingdom.
That's why you haven't finished your tree.
That's why I didn't finish my tree. You're lucky you didn't break anything.
Yes.
You know, the thing is, Tim told a funny story about falling down. He goes, as a child, you fall down and you just get up and you keep going, you know. But he says, as an adult,
it's a major event. Yeah. Well, we watch football every week, and I watch those, and I'm like, one play, and I would be crying, and need to go to the hospital, and those guys just,
yeah.
and I know, they're padded, and they're, and they're young.
Yeah,
and all that,
but sometimes
still,
they get
it's like,
seriously injured.
oh, I know, my gosh.
Yeah,
But,
well, I always think, but when you're an adult, falling down is a big deal because you're that much further from the ground, and you don't have a padding of a diaper, and you.
It's not just that. Even
but-
when you're when you're like in elementary school,
Yeah.
you fall down, you just
But-
get up and go.
Yeah.
But when you're older, you have more brittle bones. You have just like other issues, and
Yeah, and so that's something I've been thinking about a lot, is that I want to work on my mobility and my flexibility and my strength, because I realized, like, I was at Costco and they had a dumbbell set there, and I was like, oh, okay. So I picked up the 5 pound, and I'm like, this feels so heavy. And I'm like, oh no, I can't handle that. I've gotta really do some strengthening, because
It's because you're not picking up Kitty anymore.
well, I don't wanna be weak.
I know.
And the less you do, the less you're able to do.
Right.
And so I need to.
That's what my orthopedist
Focus.
said.
Yeah.
I know it hurts to walk, but if you're not going to use it, you're going to lose it.
Right.
So I walk even if it's
Yeah.
painful.
Look, May's done.
Yay!
January, February, March, April, May.
Yay! Well, we're going to have to go.
Yeah,
It's getting late.
I've got to go, and so I heard somewhere it was bad luck to do laundry on New Year's Day. I didn't know that, and it's a good thing because I didn't do it.
Yeah. I honored the superstition, so I didn't do it either.
But I gotta do it today.
Yes.
What about
I
putting
didn't do it on
away?
the second either.
Yeah.
What?
What about putting it away? I just still have to put it away.
So I've gotta do some laundry. I've been gone from work for a week and a half, which is a long time. So I gotta go back on Monday, and I gotta have a clear head, which means laundry and room clean and everything. So I gotta stop doing this. I gotta do real things.
You have to do your leaves every day.
Yeah, so I've got 2. I'm excited. I'm excited because I'm like a half a year ahead of myself on the tree, and I'll just keep plugging away at it.
Yeah.
These branches are easy; they go fast, so it's not too bad. I'm glad I had this done. This took forever. It felt like so it's good. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And the next time you fall, be sure to save the sandwich. And
And don't forget the baby corn idea.
Oh, yeah.
If you're interested in donating to Meow Parlor.
And we will see you next week.
Yes.
Same nonsense. Thanks so much for joining. Happy New Year.
Bye.
Bye.